Hi, Patrick here. Have Cheetah will view. Ooh. We are here to talk about a new movie we're going to review. Our good friend John Oak Dalton uh, directed this movie. It's called Smart House. It was written by John, along with Luca Nikovic and our friend Richard Pierce, who also appeared on Eight Questions with. And the movie stars Brinke Stevens. Uh, Mark Polonia has a key role in here. That's right, Mark Polonia has a key role in here. Uh, Isla Windimere, she plays Mary. She is our main star of the movie, and Tom Cherry plays Cordell. So the premise of this movie is a social influencer or a YouTube channel person. Looks like YouTube. Mary, she lives at a very nice house. That's basically a smart house. Her dad has set up the house so where it can be monitored. She can have her house is monitored on the outside and the inside. She has like an Alexis type of device where she can ask questions and she can either ask questions or uh, Cassandra, the device's name, will let her know if she's missing any appointments or stuff like that. Mary and her Cassandra device, um, Mary really does talk to it like it's a person and showing a frustration with it like a person. One of the running gags in the movie is that uh, Mary gets phone calls and it's always from your car warranty. We'll call her about your car warranty, which is pretty humorous. And suddenly though, the house starts. It's not acting right. Things sinister forces are moving in on her, and uh, things aren't going as well. Cassandra's voice changes in both demeanor and tone. Sometimes it'll even come over into a male voice, and we figure out that we figure that it's her ex boyfriend doing this. And so she's like, hey, I thought I told you to leave me alone. You're not supposed to be messing around with me. But it's not really him, or is it? Well, we don't know. We don't know, and she doesn't know. But what we do know is that she's being forced, manipulated to go online and do live streams, where her channel is an AMSR channel. Okay, I gotta tell you, that is the goofiest thing I've ever heard of. Seriously, it would be me. That's another. I guess it's a topic for another time, but it's goofy. I don't. I don't. AMSR channels are goofy. Well, that's what she is. She runs the AMSR channel, and before she would get a few thousand people watching her, um, but this mysterious entity has hacked her smart house, and it's now forcing her to go online to read his manifesto. And of course, and they show the various people watching her, and they're wondering, well, what's she doing? What's she doing? Her she tries to call her dad, and her dad is worried about her when she says that the house seems to be going against her. So her dad, who wants to help, but he's sort of handicapped by that. He's he's reading to a blind lady who was hurt and during a combat mission, and he reads to her to help her cope. Well, the lady, she realizes something's wrong, and so does her dad. And so the dad, we find out that the dad is the reason why he's reading is because it's part of his community service. He's convicted on several hacking crimes, and he's been placed on house arrest, which means that he cannot have any electronics of any kind. But he knows that his daughter's in great danger, so we see so the soldier who he's been helping by reading to her, she sends over one of his friends and says, "What can I do to help?" And so while he's trying to get a hold of his daughter, he sends the young lady that's been sent to help to go out there and dig up some electronics that he's buried. And before you know it, she comes back and he's back. he's back operating again. Of course, this will probably set off his tether because he's not supposed to have any of these around him. But he knows that he has a certain amount of time to save his daughter's life, and she can't really do anything other than to do the stream. She can't leave the house. She can't override Cassandra. So she's pretty much pinned. And so the dad is, we find out his name is Cordell. We find out that he really is very, very skilled, and he's got a network of friends, and so they team up to help him to find out who's terrorizing his daughter. And the question is, will they be able to do it in time before he drives his daughter totally nuts? So this is a really hard review. It's a really hard review. Okay, so wow. So I like this movie. I love the premise. You know, that you know, someone's being captive. You know, someone's being held captive by their own house. I like the rescue mission. I like the you know, the way they communicate. You know, we see hackers go into the dark web and they communicate with each other. How they do it, I really like that. The story itself is really cool. It's a cool idea. But I got to be honest with you, because I always do this with honest reviews. This movie was almost, I mean, really nearly sunk by the lead actress, Windimere. According to her IMDb, she's got over 50 credits. I don't know what happened between those 50 credits that she worked on and this movie, but they didn't make the trip because she's terrible in this. I hate saying it like that, but she is terrible. She's not likable. She is a quiet place stupid. And I mean, like, she can't do anything with any common sense. Part of that might have been because of the budget of the film. Like, I think this would have worked better. It would have been more believable if she had been more in a closed house, or like a panic room or something like that. But when you see someone who can't seem to open the door to get out because the door is locked, yet in front of them is a plain glass, it's a glass window. And she can't get out through the door, so she doesn't think about smashing the window and going out through that way. Yeah, you're gonna lose people, absolutely, positively. But it's like I said, it's quiet place, stupid. It's just stuff that it's like she's running her channel, and she's got these people live streaming, and you're trying to tell me that she can't sit there and say help. She can't flash up a 911. She can't sit there, you know, or anything like that. You know, I mean, she's got like hundreds of thousands of people watching her, and I'm sure she stopped her stream long enough to say, "Can someone please call the cops because I can't get out of my house. I'm being held hostage here." I think people would actually have done that if they would have noticed her demeanor, which is supposed to be really scared and passive. I think that people would have picked up on that. Somebody would have picked up about that, especially when, you know, like over, you know, 3, 4, 5, 600,000 people. It's not. I think I said. I think it's more of a maybe more of a budget constraint with some certain ideas. But her character Mary is just no terrible. But, you know, that's the negative. But I want to talk about the positive because there is a lot of positive here. I did really like Tom Cherry's Cordell, and he stole the movie for me. I played the dad, and he was pretty badass. And the thing is, he did it all while sitting down. He never did anything. He just maneuvered right there off a chair and off a couch. He got his equipment going on. He set it up there, and then he's going to town. And he didn't have to do what he wasn't. There was no any set action pieces in here. There's no running around, daring do, or gunplay or anything like that. It's all done via computer, and he's just, like I said, he steals the show as Cordell. I also got to give shout outs to none other than Brinke Stevens, legendary horror icon goddess. Her Cassandra, which is the voice of the device, very, very effective. Holy crow. Brinke Stevens has a voice of honey, and then the next thing you know, not so much honey. And it's really spooky. She goes from being really sweet and helping, and then her voice is compromised, and all of a sudden it's sort of like Mercedes McCambridge in The Exorcist. See Mercedes after that, she's got a real pleasant speaking voice, but get her pissed off. So I really enjoyed Brinke Stevens. Unfortunately, no screen time for Brinke. She was just a voice. And the other person who I got to give credit to, as I really, really liked Mark Polonia. He did a voiceover acting as well. He played a character, a hacker named the Conductor. And at first, you think that he and Cordell are bitter enemies, but we find out that they're not quite as much enemies, and they both have a lot of things in common. And so the Conductor turns around and he helps Cordell get his daughter out. So this is really fun in that respect. Like I said, the story itself is cool. It's just, I think the budget really hurt in the sense that they needed a more formidable building to get it over. A simple house, no one's believing that. No one's going to believe it. It's just a house. And you can break the window, you can get out. You can't be trapped. That's basically what I'm saying. You can't trap somebody in a house with so much glass around. They are going to get out. All they have to do is just, break the glass and scream for help, and people come around and yell fire, and that would do it right then and there. So I think that's the constraint right there. I don't think it's anything to do with plot device. I thought the writing was strong. Richard Pierce, of course, John Oak Dalton being superior writers. Unfortunately, though, like I said before, the one thing that just really took me out of this whole movie was the performance of Ibu Windimere. I just, wow. I wish they could have I wish they could have went back and recasted that to go with the story. But that happens, right? That does happen. So the music is pretty good. I like the music. Like I said, I like the premise. So would I recommend this movie? Yeah, I would. I'll recommend it, but it comes with a catch. It's sort of like watching The Quiet Place. Quiet Place is very suspenseful, but good Lord, the characters in there have rocks for brains. And if you can get past that, if you can get past Mary being like that, and plus unlikable, which is really I can handle her being not so smart, but also being unlikable. That's just 1-2 death now as far as the character goes. As far as caring about her and caring about what happens to her, you're not going to do it. You're just not. You don't care. But definitely watch this for the performances of Mark Polonia, Brinke Stevens, and especially Tom Cherry as Cordell. He definitely, like I said, he definitely steals this movie, and really enjoyed his performance quite a bit. And he saved it, basically. This movie is about an hour and 20 minutes long. Another short one. And that's about right. The running time is good. 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's about right. I know I've commented before about John's movies being a little bit somewhat short, but this one actually is all right. It fit perfectly. The story was in editing was done smartly. The writing again is strong, and so yeah. Oh well, on to the next one. I've got this as a screener, so I don't know if there's going to be any special features on this. I'm thinking that when it does come out, it is ITN, by the way, so that's good news for Echo. It is ITN, and also I'm not sure when it gets released on DVD or whatnot, what kind of special features they have. I know that The Girl in the Crawl Space had a director's commentary, so I'm hoping that's what will happen here as well. because John Oak Dalton is a lot of fun to talk to, and you learn a lot by listening to him. So hopefully that will happen. All right, we're done for this. Thanks for watching, and John, thank you for sending me a copy of this to review, and we will talk soon. To everybody else, and that's it for me.